Yes, Facebook. It's Max Dada, Jesus' disciple, suffering persecution on account of the kingdom, count it all joy. But yeah, there's a post underneath this one, yeah. Same thing last year, I went to a station because of Jordan alleged that I pulled a hair. I was arrested even though the allegation had been withdrawn. I was told to come into the station. All my rights were withdrawn. I didn't get to phone nobody, no solicitor. I didn't inform no one that I was there. No solicitor, no phone call. And they took my Bible off me and I said, we're authorising detention. And what? I'm not even got a charge. I was kept in the cell, told I'm going to be gone in 3 hours. 3 hours went by, I'm banging the door, wanting another reassuring answer because the one that they gave me I expected has not come to manifest as a reality. So inquiring, no one's answering my cell bell, getting frustrated because I want and the response so much, and instead of just resting and letting it, I'm banging the door, banging the door, banging the door, and then eventually the mental health team see me, and guess what they said? They said I'm under the influence of cannabis, which I wasn't. Because I'm on about Jesus, they just have to come up with something that seems credible, like, yeah, they've assessed the situation, we know what it is, we're wise now, wise, this is it. Look, it says here, that I'm here for, you are being kept in a hospital under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act 1983. You are being examined by 2 doctors. I'm not seen a doctor, I spoke to one and they didn't even respond to tell me why they feel that way, because I express Jesus and my faith so fluently. Obviously I'm not of the norm, I'm not of the world, I'm set apart now. So basically I'm not speaking like the world, I'm speaking that if you don't repent and seek the Lord Jesus Christ then you will perish. And no one don't want that to be true, so they want to just discredit the person. So I'm fully credible, get me? I'm only expressing honesty, I'm not falsifying, I'm not acting, I'm telling you the truth. So yeah, it says, you've been examined by 2 doctors and they think, they don't know, they think because you're on about Jesus, you fucking fully deranged. Anyway, they think that you have a mental disorder. And what's a mental disorder? I asked them, they said, you're not acting normal. Normal like the way I've been educated to act, like the system programmed me to act from birth. Get me? I'm going against the grain of the worldly ways. When the good cause evil, the will cause evil good and good evil. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Anyway, mental disorder, and you must stay in hospital so that the person in charge of your care, your responsible clinician, can find out what is wrong and how to help. How to help. What is wrong? What is wrong is Jesus has saved me. I'm not of the world no more. I'm born of God's nature, so I'm trying to be holier than thou, and only through God's Spirit and God making me right can I produce good fruits of the Lord. But when I was a sinner, I could only produce greed, envy, deceit, jealousy, fear, anger, anxiety, depression. They're the only things I could produce because I was set from that root of sin that I was born into. But when I become born of God, I become born of His nature. Are we getting this? Yeah. So that's why I'm not normal, I'm set apart. I'm in the world, but I'm not of it. Being of the world will be acting normal like the world, but I know I'm setting apart from the world to say, don't go the ways of the world, the devil is a lie, and he's got you seeking your own demise, yada da da da. You get me? I don't change the record, the same thing. But yeah, so basically last year, my son's mum alleged that I pulled a hair and I got to the station, all my rights got withdrawn, I got put in the cell 3 hours after I was in there. And then the mental health come and said I was under the influence, and then authorised my detention even more, so I didn't know, so I'm banging, waiting for a response, ringing the buzzer, no one's answering. I'm getting rather anxious about banging the door because I want a response and they're not giving me it, and the more I want it, the more I agitate myself and not getting it, pressing the bell. And then competent officers would like to reassure you that you're nice and safe in your cell and giving you a reassuring answer so you don't come to no harm. But nah, these sick guys just want to torment the life out of you, mock you, wind you up like. Anyway, frustrated. Anyway, after a bit, I must have headbutted the door and my head swelled up like a balloon, and then 2 twos. My head was bleeding, and then after an hour of them seeing that my head was bleeding, they didn't bother to come in. Then they come in with the nurse, and then I loaded the team and said, oh, we're not going to come to the door where you going on like that. Well, obviously, I've been like this for an hour, and you're just making me deteriorate even more, No one's coming to reassure me, comfort me, or give me some understanding of what's going on there. Now they just kept tormenting, and then they wanted to move me from that cell to the next. And as I got to the next cell, I thought, yo, allow this. I'm not tormenting myself anymore. I'm going to sleep. Put the quilt over my head. And then you know what the sick cunts did? Sorry for my language. My profanity. They come in and took the quilt off me, said, we need to see you, just in case you kill yourself. I'm like, come on, I've just been smashing my head off the door frantically. You didn't come and save me from that, did ya? But now I'm looking to go sleep. You're taking my quilt off me and want me to be exposed to the light that's in the cell without covering my eyes from it. So they took the quilt off me, and I thought, oh my days, I got so frustrated that it's like it's all a scam. They're going out there protecting me, but they're tormenting me and leaving me to hurt myself. That's what they're doing here as well. It's like they just want to poke you and make you just dig yourself a hole. But yeah, anyway, yeah, they took the quilt off me, gone out and shut the door, so I ran up and banged the door. I swear down, my head must have just blew up like a balloon straight away. And then they were like, then they have to do their like protocol to make it look like they're ensuring that they're protecting me. So they kept the door open and kept me on night ops till 7:30 in the morning. And then when the officer switched over in the morning, he just come to where he's miserable, he's grumpy, he's not held accountable. Like he's a self-righteous officer, and I'm a scumbag in prison for nothing. Anyway, I've come out to ask a question. I come to the door's open, remember, so I pressed the bell, he turned the bell off. I said, what's going on? I've been told 3 hours. It's been like a day and a half almost. What's going on? And the guy just turned my bell off, he didn't answer me. So I stood by the front of the door, which is open in the frame of the door, and I've looked out for a more competent, reasonable, professional officer with maturity, you know. And then this guy, he's in front of me, he's pushed me, and I've gone staggered back into the cell, and because of my pride, I've come back forward. And then looked out again, but then I've latched onto, you know, the frames of the doors, like here and then there. And as he pushed me, I've braced his push, and I've pushed him out with my chest, you get me, and he staggered back, he stumbled back, and then I felt very humiliated. And then without thinking, he tried to come in and try to twist me up. And I'm in my cell. If I'm off threat, shut the door. Don't come into my cell. He's coming and he's grabbing my arms, and I'm just brushing him off like, what are you doing, man? It's like I'm not resisting on him. I'm saying, why are you coming into my cell? Get me, if I'm at risk, you shut the door. Why you need to come in my cell and do something? So basically, I brushed him off, and then the officers come, I brushed him off, and then they've got me to the floor, and I'm face down on the floor, and I've got my one arm up, out like that, and then I'm being, while my face is on the floor like this, I'm being smacked in the face where the guy stood up over me, and I don't even know what the other officer doing on that side, but someone's treading on my ankles, and that was the most excruciating thing ever, him treading on the side of my ankle, and I got a trod on the shoulder. He just tried to cross my shoulder and bang my face off, and then they've all scarpered, and then they put handcuffs on me and put straps on my legs and left me there like I've just had like I'm just been restrained because I've had I don't know what impression they're trying to make out to protect themselves, but it's all on camera. And then the interview officers finally arrived. He's come and looked at me and gone like, what have you done to yourself? I'm like, come on, just like how much I headbutted the door. I've not punched myself in the side of the face and the side of my cheek and trod on myself. So he's like, he just wants to comfort that. Basically, as much as he might not agree with what happened, but he wanted to justify that I've done it to myself to comfort his own conscience. But then this officer's done my interview in my cell. I've asked why was that, and they didn't tell me why, but afterwards they said they would only do that if I refused my interview. But basically they didn't want me to go into interview and to ask them on the audio tape, say, can you explain how my face looks, and have it recorded. But now I just wrote all this down on a paper interview. It's a paper back interview, which is, and then I've had prints done, and then eventually they've let me out. But guess what? The officer that interviewed me said, I'm going to drop you home. Now that I didn't clock at first, I could have phoned the ambulance as soon as I got out of custody. He said, I've been held hostage in prison for nothing really, and I've been beaten up by police. I've been held for 7 years with 7 hours without medical assistance, and now the officers let me out and dropped me off to my mum's. I walked into my mum's like a stroke with my face, like, you need to go to hospital. I'm saying, Mum, I'm alright. He said, this happened 7 hours ago, I'm fine. She's like, please go to hospital for me. So I went to hospital, and then I got my injuries logged. And then I was told I could make a complaint, and went to the prison and said, can I see the duty manager? And then he's come, and he's like, he's got a piece of paper, and I spoke, and he's not written nothing down what I spoke, but he's then tried to patch me. He's like, you're very intellectual, you're very this and you're very that. He's like, do you trust me? He's like, give me 10 days and I'll get the evidence for you. But basically try to badger my intelligence because he's the duty manager. He was on duty when it happened, so he's going to look bad being a duty manager and this kind of shit happening under his watch, innit? So he wants to get rid of this matter altogether. So and then so give me 10 days. So how much I gave him, I said okay then, and I've gone out and I've gone to Steelhouse Lane and I put a complaint in there as well, and I went to Steelhouse Lane to speak to someone about these injuries, and they just left me waiting there for ages and ages and ages and ages and ages, and I went to West Brom and did the same as there too. No one didn't want to come and persecute their own. They didn't want to take a statement from me that would do their own certain. So now this is what they're doing, they're protecting their own. So I'm of God, and everybody that's not of God or believe in God, then they're just serving the error, the lie in some form. But let's say that anyway. But yeah, then I've had some officer come see me about the complaint. And then he's took me to somewhere in Quinton, and I gave him an interview, and he's asked me what was going on. Yeah, how did you feel, like what happened there, and I've just explained and running through like what happened. And then he's gone and filed for charges against these officers. 2 of them have been charged, and 2 of them are pleading not guilty in June. And now it's gone to trial for the 9th of September, that's coming up soon. So now, it's like the same repeat thing. I've gone to the station, I've told them about Jesus, and now they're trying to make me look deranged. Like they're trying to protect their own, they're trying to fabricate this incident that I'm mental illness or whatever. And the doctors, I don't know, but then they brought me here at 2 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. And then from Coventry Police Station, where I went there to get work. I'd worked the last time I got battered as well. I got a job, I had 3 days worth of work, and on a Saturday I had this happen and I couldn't go to work on a Monday. I had to phone my agency and said I can't come in today because the police have battered me and my face is full of bruises that if I try to lift anything heavy it's going to blow my blood vessels in my face, which my dad told me. So I'm not sure I'm telling the agency the police have battered me. Now it just looks bad on the outside. Come on, the police battered you. The police want to do something like that in a world eye. They don't know what goes in and out, you get me? They don't know what really goes on. It's like they're just all oblivious to believe the illusion and not really see the wicked fruits that the police are producing. They've grown callous, they're not righteous people, they're not better than us. We're all wicked, equally wicked, and we all need a saviour. Anyway, so that happened. And I got this court case on the 9th, and now I'm here for 28 days to the 25th of September. So basically, if I don't go to court and I don't go turn up to give evidence, then what's going to happen? They're going to try to throw out the case, innit? So they want to try throw out the case. But yo, it's like I prefer to just leave there and turn up there, or I don't know what I'm going to do. So if I'm not allowed to leave there willfully and I got this court case coming up, are they going to take me there to give evidence? Or am I just going to have to just let it slide and let them get away with it? Like much I forgive them and I don't hold no hatred towards them, but as much as they did what they did, they shouldn't be instated in a police station working where they can't be trusted. No one can be trusted. People have just got this impression that they give, and then they make them like instate people into this system that like they just can't be trusted. You get me? Just either molesting children, or they just got some kind of trust level where they can be in a position to violate the innocence of children or do things wrong against the book, and no one can't hold them accountable because they're all of their own and they ain't going to charge their own because they're serving them. So if you lock a police up for shooting someone, how are you going to be able to recruit a police officer if he gets done? So if a policeman shoots another unarmed man, it was lawful. Under any circumstances, it's lawful. It's not lawful to take any life under any circumstances because the police are that fear and that bound by their conscience. It condemns them. So when they see someone, if they think someone's got a gun, or even if they haven't, it's like they're just paranoid. They're paranoid to the point where they just see something that's not really there. So they see someone pulling out a gun when it's not there and they just want to shoot him, and then they want to justify themselves as, oh, I thought he was going to kill me, he's going to shoot me. Come on, I know that no one don't really want to kill nobody, no one don't want to sentence, no one don't want to have to. Once your people got a gun, it's to give an impression, to be threatening, like they feel like someone else has got a gun, so I'm going to have a gun to match their level, and I'm going to... Sorry, I'm going on, but yeah, people, I'm in here, and this is what I'm dealing with. Pray for me.